All right, good day everyone. Welcome back to Dext Maths Tutor. And today I'll be taking you on a new topic, indices. Yes, indices. And for those that join us for the first time, welcome. We're really glad to have you here. And those that are returning viewers, we love you, we celebrate you. Yes, indices. And please, if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe and hit on the notification bell rather. It's very easy to do. Just click on the notification bell. It's just so that you can get updated as we upload our videos, right? Thank you so much. Do also share the link to your friends, your families, those that you know need this and all of that. Thank you so much. We love you. Let's get right into it. Indices. Indices basically refers to the power of a number or a variable. The power of a number, for a number I mean 2 raised power 4, or a variable, let's say a raised power 4. Power of a number or a variable. And what this simply means is the number of times it has to multiply itself. Like this 2 raised power 4 now is same thing as saying 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 is multiplying itself 4 times, same as a raised power 4. A raised power 4 equals to a times a times a times a. So basically this is what in fact this is the basis of indices. Let's move straight into it. I would like to take course on laws of indices. Laws of indices. And we have a number of them. I'll run through them quickly. The first one is law of multiplication. Now, what law of indices helps you to do is how you can go about indices like in a simpler way. You don't have to say, oh, 2 times 2, what's 2 times 2? 2 times 2 is 4. Then what is 4 times 2? 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times, you don't have to go through that long process. That's the basic thing, or that is why there are laws to solving it. So let me run through it quickly. Law of multiplication says that, let's say we have a variable m, and the first one is raised to the power of m, a variable x with the first x rather raised to the power of m, and the second one x again raised to the power of n. Now the law states that what you do once they have the same base, like this x and this x, and then they are joined together by the operator multiplication, the law says that you can as well have it as x raised to the power m plus n. That means you had the power. For example, e.g., we have x raised to the power 3. Let's pick a random one. Okay, let's say x raised to the power 2. Now this is x. Do you understand? 3 is representing m, 2 is representing n. So what we basically do is x raised to the power what? X raised to the power 3 plus 2. And your answer simply put is x raised to the power 5. The next law of division, is just like the reverse of law of multiplication. We have a variable x raised to the power m divided by x raised to the power n, which can also be written as x raised to the power m over x raised to the power n. The law states that this is the same thing as writing x raised to the power m minus n. Just like what we did here, x raised to the power 3 divided by x raised to the power 2 is the same thing as having, x raised to the power 3 minus 2, which is the same thing as x raised to the power 1, which is still x. Do you get it? Is it simple enough? So let's move to the next one. The third law is law of brackets. Basically in this class I'm just going to run you through the laws, and in the next class we'll start solving our questions. Now what this means is when you have something like x raised to the power m all raised to the power n, the law says that this is what you do. Your answer will be x raised to the power m n. That means you multiply the power. Now make sure not to mix this with this. They are two different things. So for example, we have x raised to the power of 3 all raised to the power of 2. I hope you can see that. Now this automatically gives us x to the power 3 times 2, which is x raised to the power 6. That's the law. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now let's move to the next one, number 4. It is law of power. Laws of negative power, rather. I was going to say power, but all we are dealing with is power, you know, right? Negative powers. And this is what it means. When you have a question like x raised to the power minus m, what it means is that your answer here is simply put 1 over x raised to the power m. That means anytime you have a negative power, all you just need to do is write the inverse of that expression. Do you understand? For example, let's say we have something like x raised to the power minus 2. They say the law states that the answer is 1 over x raised to the power 2. Do you understand? It's not simple enough. All right, let's move on to the next law. That should be the fifth one, which is power of zero. Power of zero, or you can call it indices of zero. It states that when you have x raised to power zero, it equals to 1. Anything raised to power zero equals to 1. An example is when you have, e.g., when you have x raised to power, okay, let's use a number here instead of x now. Let's say, sorry about this, let's say 3 raised to power 0 equals to 1. And let me quickly prove this because some people argue it sometimes. Okay, let's pick, let's say x raised to power 3 divided by x raised to power 3. What does it give us? We have x raised, according to this law here, law of division, right? We have x power 3 minus 3, right? And x power 3 minus 3 is x power 0, which equals to 1. Now, how do I prove it? This here, when we have the x power 3 divided by x power 3, the same as writing x power 3 over x power 3, right? And when anything divides itself, what's the answer in mathematics? It automatically gives us 1. So do you understand the proof? Now you start to do that so that you won't be confused and you know what you're to do. Is that thinking? The next one is fractional powers. I hope you're following. You can do well to pause the video, listen well, or go back to it if need be. So this law is saying x raised to power m over n. This is the fractional power from the name. The law is saying that this simply put is saying look for the nth root of x raised to power m. Is that simple enough? For example, let's say e.g. we have let's say 27 now raised to power 2 over 3. Now this is telling us that what you do, this is the denominator, right? You look for the denominator, that's the third root of 27, all raised to power of 2. This means that third root of 27 means third root of 27 rather is equals to 3. That means 3 will multiply itself 3 times. That's 3 times 3 times 3 gives us 27. So this is 3 raised to power of 2. So the answer to this is 9. Is that well understood? Is this simple enough? Let's move to the seventh one, which will be the last one for today. We have product power law. Now, in case you have any question, do well to send your question, right? Or we'll attend to it. Now, this law states that when you have a product like A times B or AB, all raised to power of something, what you do is that power affects the two variable inside that bracket. Do you understand? So here now the answer will be A raised to power m and B raised to power m. Is that simple enough? Okay, let me give you an example. We have 2xy all raised to power 2. Now what this law is saying is that everything here is raised to power 2, but then you're expanding, what you have is 2 raised to power 2, x raised to power 2, and y raised to power 2. So we can simplify this to be 2 raised to power 2 is 4, right? Then we have x squared, y squared. I really hope that's simple enough. Okay, before I go, let me give you just one example and then we start up from there in the next class. And okay, let me just quickly give you one example. I just don't want to leave you without any example. That's why I'm doing it. So evaluate 15 raised to power of 10 divided by 15 raised to power of 7, right? Now, according to the law, the first thing you do as a good math student, you write solution. According to the law, that's the law of division that we have here. Don't forget. What we have is x raised to power m over x raised to power n equals to x raised to power m minus n. So from this, where we have 15 raised to power 10 divided by 15 raised to power 7, what we have is 15. Since the base 15 is the same thing, like we have two 15, that's the bases are the same. So we have 15 raised to power 10 minus 7. This is the same as 15 raised to power 3. I think that's much more easier to solve. Then we can do 15 times 15 times 15 and get our answer. All right, from here, there won't be assignments today, don't worry. So from here, we'll pick it up the next class. Do well to subscribe if you have not and hit on the notification bell. I love you. Bye.